Hello, everyone. Hello.
Hello.
Welcome. Oh, and look who's joining as well. Hello, Les. Oh, driving.
I know.
Dangerous. That's dangerous.
I know. This is what happens middle of the day. I'm driving to San Francisco. What's up, guys? And
I
what's
am
up,
not paying for
Ben?
the ticket. That's all.
But Ben's a guy too, so. What's up, guys?
I'm not paying for the ticket. That's all I know.
You didn't pay for the first one either, so don't get excited.
I was the voice of warning. I'm like, you probably shouldn't be doing that. You're going to get a ticket.
Well, this time I'm not holding the phone. It's in a cradle. Meant to be like, anyway. But as long as I don't watch you guys too much. And I do have a semi-self-driving car, just so you know. It's got the radar thing, and it'll keep me in the lane. It'll stop me from hitting things. But I can't control other people, especially the cops.
Just retry.
And I still can't drive 55. That's all I'm saying. What's up, everybody in the chat?
What's up, Phil?
Yeah, Philip, Ben was the first. Hey, folks. Followed by Philip. Yo, what's up, guys? And yeah, I see there are people coming in. Welcome to tonight's show. As you can see, we have Ben and Les as guests. Maybe Trev will hop in later as well.
Nice.
Trev is going to try to basically do the same thing Laz is doing, tuning in from the road, because he had 2 service calls this morning. But of course, they were nowhere near each other, one of which was like right downtown Vancouver, so good luck with that. But he said he was going to try to tune in from the road and hopefully be home in time to join in as well. I don't know.
Nice.
That would be amazing. So yeah, tonight's topic, we didn't have a Coca-Cola, not sponsored, but
Cherry Coke.
Cherry Coke.
Cherry Coke, because he's American.
I'm drinking that too, by the way.
No, that's not the same.
Because I know it's your favorite.
Coke Zero is not the same. I got a Gatorade on the go in a Looney Tunes glass, because
Nice.
That's how I roll.
Martin got a local Coke, or
Had one.
had a local Coke. It's gone already.
Nice.
I can get you another drink if you want.
It's okay.
Okay. So yeah, tonight's topic, guitar amps. I realized we didn't have a show yet where we talked about guitar amps in particular. I mean, we presented some specific amps, or the Tone X recently, which is also some kind of amp, but we didn't talk in depth about guitar amps in general. And
I saw your description. Really, there's only one answer though: tube amps. That's.
It's obvious. But is there maybe a drawback to tube amps? Is there something?
Cost. That's it. Cost.
Volume, maybe? Sometimes?
Nope. Tube amps are the loudest amps.
Noises and
What was that?
place on Monday, and we were playing through it's Anonymous's JTM 45, that offset hand wire. It's a crazy expensive thing. And he's like, why is this thing buzzing? And I'm like, Johnny, this is the first Marshall, they ever made. Basically not D1, but it's like a replica of it. Of course it buzzes. It's a tube amp. That's what they do.
Yeah.
So if you don't like that, get one of the muddly thingies,
Paul McNary joined.
Hi there, Paul.
And
Marshall as well.
Oh,
Thanks for joining. So
very.
the thing with tube amps though is costs, and they're heavy.
Heavy?
That's what roadies are for.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's spoiled, Ben.
that's like a paid musician, right? Unlike most of us.
When last couple of bands I played with, I gigged with just a 112 combo, and it wasn't that heavy. It's just 40 pounds or so. I don't know.
There you go.
That's true. That's not too heavy. But talking about tube amps, do you prefer combos or head and cap?
Yes. Combos are easier to load. Well, combos take up less room when you're loading up, but I kind of like having them separate because it's lighter. You got to make 2 trips, but at least it's lighter. So,
See, I like the combination of head with a Captor X, for example.
That's
That
not an
gives you
amplifier.
a lot of flexibility.
That's an amplifier, but
Because-
there's no speakers with Captor X. It's digitals. That's
Well, I would defer to David Friedman, who, you know, basically his point of view, right, is that if you have them together, there's a lot of, you know, rattling and a lot of other stuff going on and bouncing around and cabinet size and all that stuff. And it seems to me like he likes the head and cab separate thing, probably for a good reason. You know, repairs, you don't have to send the whole thing in. It's just the head, you know, or the cabinet. So there's that advantage to the separation of the two parts. You can, for repairs or whatever. Right?
I have called Dave out on that. I love Dave, but I call him out on that because where does he place the head, Laz? Right on top of the cabinet, so they might as well be connected to each other. Also,
well, but yeah, the chest,
you
you know, the little cord rattling, you know, that thing.
Yeah, but it's also it's not like Fender combo amps, which are all basically combos. They're not like they're all rattling apart all the time. I've never heard of a Fender rattling apart, so I think it's more Marshall's build kind of crappy gear.
And I think it's working on them.
Yeah.
Don't you think working on a head is a lot easier than working on a combo that you got to throw up on the desk or wherever, and they're all different sizes?
Either way, you're pulling the chassis either way. You're not working on the head in close. Yeah, I would say ease of portability. It's easier to have them separated, but when you go to load up the back of the truck, that combo amp takes up a lot less room. So, yes to both. Or, to quote Dave Friedman, it depends.
That's where I'm at. It depends.
Yeah.
Yeah, it depends.
When you're going to a venue where you already have a cab, it's convenient to just bring your head.
True.
I mean, if
there
you're
you go.
And
generally, if I get a cab provided, I'm getting a head provided too.
Even better.
Full back line. I find.
Well, small gig, you might have like a cabinet there, but everyone kind of slaves off to that with their own head, so they got their sound, you know. It's unplug and plug, you know.
I don't trust that because one, usually the speakers are shot, and two, you don't know what the ohm rating is half the time. I mean, not all amps are the same ohm rating.
8 to 16.
You want to know that? Yeah, I was just gonna say.
And it's always the same, lads. It's a 412 cab, no badging on it, you know, because the badge fell off 15 years ago. And you go on the back to look at the label for the ohm rating, and that's just gone. There's some glue where it once was. And you're like, oh, well, all right. I guess I'll go into my 8 ohm tap, because I'll split the difference and hope for the best.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do you have a preference when it comes to power, to watts? Like it has to have at least 40 watts of tube amp power, or not really?
As long as it keeps up with the drummer.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I care.
Which should be doable with 15 to 20 watts and upwards, I think.
I'd say, at least 20, 25 watt probably.
Yeah.
Plus, the lower ones don't quite have as much headroom either. And personally, I'm like Tom Bukovac. I want a clean amp with a ton of headroom, and because I'm bringing my dirt boxes along to make the distortion anyways.
Then you should have 20 more. Definitely.
Although, that said, a Fender Princeton is the best amp ever designed, so... But they don't keep up with the drummer. So JJ was saying, Laz, his new thing is recording for the new tracks is 2 Princetons he runs through.
There you go.
And he says he's not sure if it's loud enough to gig with, but he really wants to do that for the whiskey gig, is gig with 2 Princetons. He's like, there's nothing better than a cranked Princeton, brother. I'm like, oh, I know. Oh, I know. Yeah. Believe me.
Especially going good with like all those effects.
Ben, the Princeton with 12-inch speaker.
The guy in front of me has a flat tire, so I'm going to hang back a bit, because any minute that guy's tire is going to blow, and he's going to go all over the highway here. I think I'm going to try to pass it really quickly on the right. I don't think he knows his tire is like so flat. I wish I could take a picture of it for you, but it's basically out of air. And he's going like 80 miles an hour on the freeway with a flat tire. Doesn't even know it.
That's fine.
Oh my God.
You in half an hour, Trev.
Stay safe.
So we need to make sure the live show goes at least another 30 minutes. That's not a problem, Trev.
That's manageable.
Well, I'll probably have to ditch out at some point here because I'm going to get to my other job site. in San Francisco. But I do have to eat lunch, so I can like eat my lunch in the car while I chat with you guys.
I'm at my job
You guys
site.
don't mind? I wish I could say the same, Ben. But yeah,
You're getting there.
I'm not there yet. No, I'm not.
You're getting there.
No, to make the kind of money I need to make to live in California, I'm gonna have to have a million subscribers. I mean, there's no way
Well, there
I
is
can
that.
make YouTube minutes.
Although I do have to go out to shoot demos next week, so I'll be out on the road briefly to go shoot demos on Monday. I think Monday.
Are you gonna join us at Guitar Summit, Ben?
Where's Guitar Summit?
Germany.
Mannheim, Germany.
Germany? No.
Yeah.
I ain't flying all the way to Germany.
I somehow
Speaking of
planned
Guitar
our
Summit.
vacation to coincide with the Guitar Summit somehow.
That's a smart move.
Les, when are you coming to Europe exactly?
Well, I keep arguing with my sweetie about the length of time. So we haven't bought the tickets yet. I keep looking at them and I want to buy them. I wanted to buy them yesterday and the day before yesterday, but she's like, I have to check with my boss who's on vacation, and when she comes back Monday, I can find out. Because I want to go for longer. I want to go for 3 weeks, not 2, in a couple days. Because the amount of stuff that they want to see, it's not going to happen in 2 weeks, in a couple days. And I told them we really need 3 weeks. And so she's going to ask for a few extra days from her boss, and that will allow us to leave on the 16th and return, this is September, and return on the 4th. And our plans are to, I know we're talking amps, but Guitar Summit is going to have amps there.
Well, you got to plug them into something.
So, yeah. So while we're driving all around Europe in a like one of the minivan things or whatever, we're gonna, on our way back from France, we're gonna go through Germany somehow, find our way through Mannheim, on our way back to Budapest, and we're gonna stop around there for a day. I'm gonna go in and look at guitars while they find a castle or something to go hang out in. Hopefully they got castles somewhere around Mannheim. These guys will help me out with that, or maybe Henning, I don't know.
What do they have in Mannheim? I didn't catch that.
A castle?
Yeah, there's castles right nearby Henning.
Probably.
I think there is some kind of castle in around Mannheim. I don't know if it's authentic or it was like a rebuild job, by some rich guy in the last 100 years. But it looks the part, and we won't tell anybody, lads. You just park them there. You go, there's a castle. Look at bricks and a moat and everything. And then, well, maybe not a moat. Depends on how much rain they have. That's just flooding. It's not a moat. It's flooding. Yeah, and Trev's replacing a timer and a coffee machine. Well, you don't need timers. You just need an on-off switch.
Well, we're talking Germany, Ben. Everything's on the clock there. Everything's like
yeah,
that,
but I'm talking Trev in Vancouver, where everything's kind of smells like patchouli oil and hemp. So time is a relative thing, especially if he's
it's
in the
been a
capital.
while since I've rolled through there. So, yeah, things have changed.
Oh no! Vancouver's been hippie central in Canada since we've had hippies. So, wow, that in Yorkville.
So back to amps. What kind of amps are you guys wanting to talk about? I mean, I know what Martin's favorite amp is. He's got it right there. His little Marshall, right?
It's the
Not
JTM.
there. It's in his place, but his little JTM, right?
It's the JTM 45 with the KT66 tubes, and with the master volume and the
Very
fancy.
handy.
Yeah,
That's a nice
We're the
amp.
man that I am, Martin. I'm not man enough to play through one of those circuits.
I don't know.
Like-
Sometimes it's worth the wrestling match.
Oh, I can't dial that circuit in to save my life, so that
The
I'd
Marshall.
love to. I can't. I literally the oldest Marshall I can play through is a JCM 800. Anything prior to that, can't dial in a tone to save my life. Wish I could. Can't. These hands and Marshalls don't agree. So,
Interesting.
except for the 800.
Okay.
But the 800.
Well, it's not a bad choice. Fairly
Or-
popular.
Oh.
I'm always going for these plexi sounds. Also with the modelers, it's always, even without
With this one, he also has the JTM
yeah.
with the Tone X.
Okay.
There you go. There you go. I still need to try out one of those little thingies.
You were setting it up, and I could immediately tell
That's a Marshall.
that's not that's a Marshall.
JTM.
That's a JTM, isn't it? And he was, yes. How did you know?
It's like you can smell it, or
Nothing like the smell of amplifiers in the morning.
it's in the air.
Right.
Marshall in the air.
You wake up off that couch in the studio and
Crank up those
smell
tubes up and burn the night's dust off them.
all night tube burning smell still alive in the room.
Yeah.
Pretty special.
Burning down your.
Well, Martin knows because he slept in my room.
Great.
Dust is loose.
They should have a candle like that, like the JC,
No.
Yeah.
Tube dust and capacitor smell.
JC 800 or whatever. You can have
That would
different,
be like
categories.
For the Chips and Instagram account, that would be an idea.
There you go. Oh, there you go. Yeah. Send Captain Obvious a message, and he'll put it together. You guys see his tone mugs? They go to 11.
Hiding symmetrical music from us.
Hey, Greenstone.
I don't know what symmetrical music is.
I think that's
When
an
will ask
AI.
Symmetry when he comes on. That's a question for Symmetry. It's all symmetrical.
I think that.
I'm more of an offset myself. Asymmetry. I see. I can't even say it. So nope. Descending.
That's a question for Trev.
Yeah, I don't.
I'm just about to come around the bend with a big view of the city in front of me. You guys want to see it? I'm kidding. Anyway.
Hey, look, there's a cop.
Last time, that's how I got the ticket last time. You want to see it?
Look at this.
Yeah, I'm going to be working in the hills here, what they call the Potrero Hill area.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to pull off to the side of the road. Hopefully, I still have some kind of internet data of some sort. Then I'm going to eat my sandwich.
Yeah, I know.
So what about you?
This private schools, Greenstone. That sounds like some tinfoil hat stuff going on there. I'm not sure what you're going on about. And hello to Russia.
No clue.
Somebody
Hey, Maxime. Thanks for joining.
Nice motorcycle in your avatar.
Yeah.
True. I have no idea which one that is, but
Nice.
I'm going to pull off to the side of the road here, and you guys get to watch me eat.
I guess you have never considered using some modular, Ben? Or was there some occasion where you thought, well, it could be useful to have something this small?
You really want? How long have you known me, Martin? No.
So,
I did briefly dabble with it. We'll say I got an HX Stomp over there. That the fine folks at Line 6 sent me to check out. You got a weirdo in your chats, guys. It does a thing. It doesn't do it as well. The only thing I like about modelers is it gives you a taste. It's like a multi-effects unit. Gives you an idea what kind of an amp might sound like. Yeah. But it's not going to sound like the actual. But at least it gets you in the area, we'll say. And it's a good backup that if everything goes down, you can just take that and go straight to front of house if needed. But I can't. I don't even like miking amps and having it going through monitors and stuff. Like I like loud stage volume, pants shaking volume, as they say. I've never played a keyboard, Greenstone. Sorry, I'm a guitar player.
I can answer the keyboard question. What is it?
It's going on about something about ISIS, symmetrical stuff in private schools, and invert the piano keyboard and paste it above the normal keyboard and realign it to discover symmetrical music. No.
Yeah, they didn't teach that in elementary school where I went to school. So.
Yeah, that's how. No. I just know the black keys is the pentatonic scale. I know that.
I think I think what he's talking about is that, you know, it's a linear type of a musical instrument, and you go from the left to the right. They don't make left-handed pianos, and bottom line is that there's some symmetry in, you know, how the 12 notes work together in this line. Whereas on a guitar, you know, you can play a G note like in multiple different places, maybe have the same pitch note on three different or four different strings in a different location, right? But they won't sound exactly the same. So then there's some difference in the tonality there, or whatever you want to call that.
Right.
That right.
Now he's saying apparently symmetrical music's censored. I don't know, and he says you've never heard it. Yeah, but who plays it? Are there any famous musicians that play symmetrical music? Because I'm thinking private schools are paying
math rock thing.
Well, what private schools? What? Yeah, sorry.
It's probably it's probably some kind of math rock thing, but who knows what they're teaching in school today, right?
Yeah, like I've been out of school for over 30 years, so
yeah, I mean, you can have a big change in what they teach in school from just one decade, let alone 3. I'm gonna take a bite. You guys want to watch the biting, or you want me to like go like this?
Okay, yeah. See, yeah, that's now you're just trolling, buddy. That's just tinfoil hat. You're a wingnut, dude. Have a nice day. Don't stare at the sun too long.
So you want to watch me take a bite?
Yes.
Tin hat, dude. Okay. So this is an Italian sub.
Smart move, guys.
Italian sub. It's got pepperoni, salami, melted mozzarella with some aioli sauce, lettuce, tomato, onion with brown mustard and mayo.
There you go. All the condiments and healthiness. And, I think somebody thinks the Da Vinci Code is a real.
Custom bike. That's cool.
I think I know now what he meant with symmetrical. So if you're looking at
that would be is that like that oomsa music you hear at the loud bars? Because it's the same fucking shit for an hour and a half straight. That's all it is. That's rather
Ben, that's called cats and boots.
From
that's called repetition, Laz. That's someone just playing the drum machine for like an hour and a half.
You know that guy Terry Berry, what's his name? Terry Berry, whatever, that skinny guy with the glasses. You know that YouTuber I'm talking about, Canadian guy too. He put it in my brain. Ever since he said that, every time I hear that music, I can't not say cats and boots and cats and boots and cats and boots and cats and boots, cats and boots and cats and boots, because that's what it sounds like, cats and boots.
I always called it the oomsa bar because walking up half a block away, you can already hear oomsa, oomsa, oomsa. And then as you get closer, it just gets louder. And then you're like, I don't even want to, it's loud out here. I don't even want to go inside. But they're like, that's where all the women are. I'm like, leave
oh my God.
You know?
Well, that's why they're all on drugs, because the only way that they can listen to that music is being on drugs. You know, all that crazy stuff that they're using nowadays.
They don't know.
Like back in our day,
some years ago.
Yeah, we'd light up a sleep or, have a beer or something. Nowadays, they're doing all these weird kind of, designer drugs.
That's what it takes to listen to today's modern music, I guess.
Exactly, yeah.
I don't know. But to answer your question, Martin, I have actually used some of the digitals there, the modeling, if you were, when recording. Because the current studio that I record in isn't set up for live amps. So I go into a rack preamp, and then I will do some digital. I don't know. That's him. He just keeps twisting knobs, Laz. So I'm like, I like that sound. And then, because quite often, what you hear on stage is very different than what you use to record, because it'll turns out the same. It's like Dinosaur Jr. You look at Jay Mascis on stage, Marshall stacks, fuzz pedals, and like Jaguar Jazz Masters, right? But in the studio, he'll be playing like a Telecaster into a box with a tube screamer, but it still sounds the same when you compress it and train. I don't understand it. It just happens. So I just let the producer flip through amps until I hear something that sounds pleasant to me. Plus, he has a beautiful, I think it's like a Neve preamp circuit that he bought. Nice rack mount Neve preamp. So you just plug into that, Laz, and automatically, like your clean tone, you're like, oh, wow, that sounds really good. And he's like, yeah, I haven't even turned on any of the stuff yet. And you're like, oh, all right. And then like when I did the recording of Greasy Weasel, I brought in my pedal board into a virtual, which we plugged into the rack into the virtual amp. But then for the lead tone to have something else, he just brought up some Pete Thorne. He's like, Pete Thorne, heavy lead solo. I'm like, sure. As soon as he put that patch on, I'm like, holy crap, I sound like Pete Thorne. Not here, but the tone. Oh, all right, let's use that. And everyone's like, oh, that's a great lead tone. But it sounds digital to me. I can hear the digital. It doesn't sound real to me, even though that's why every time I play the theme songs, I was like, it sounds digital. But close enough.
That might
good
be
enough for the girls that we date. That's what I say. No, we don't date any girls because I have guitars. Laz dates girls and has guitars. These guys date girls. I don't.
That's okay. I can't hear that much of a difference.
Really? It's instant with me. I just tell right away. A modeling, just no, right. I don't know what it is. It just has it's not a dryness, but I don't know. It's just I can tell.
You also demoed or at least played through a Tone Master Princeton, right?
Oh, what a piece of garbage, in my opinion. Sounded great at quietness, but I remember I'm playing it and I'm sitting next to it, and once you turn past like 3.5 or 4, it just started saturating. As a Fender should do at about 5, but then it got to the point where it was saturated. And I had it dimed, and I'm sitting next to it in the lesson room, and I could still I had to talk a little loud, but I'm like, this thing dimed. There's no way it would keep up with a drummer or anything. Like it was basically upper bedroom volume. I was like, and you guys want over $1,000 for this? Like, are you kidding me? No.
But it wasn't attenuated in the back because there's this.
I checked. No. That's what the guys said. Oh, it's attenuated. No.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. That I went, ooh. Because and then playing through a tube one was much louder.
Okay.
So that's and they should be the same volume. You're supposed to mimic it. It's like I don't want it to look like a Princeton but sound like a Champ. I'm not asking for that, So now a lot of guys gig with the Twins. The Tone Master Twins seem to get pretty loud.
This one as well, the Deluxe. I mean, it's mimicking or it's trying to get to 22 watts, I think. Yeah. This one's pretty loud, and
there's a reason why bass players all play solid state, and it's all like 600 watt amps because you basically have to double the wattage to go solid state. Has been my experience. For it to sound the same, it seems to have to be double the wattage to sound the same. Like 100 watt solid state amp is going to sound the same as a 50 watt tube amp, volume wise. I could be wrong, but I don't think
because there's also a reason for this, because most tube amps were also the numbers they were given were the mean, the RMS wattage, and that's the next thing, not completely dimed. That's the wattage they're using before they are going into breakup. So this is the clean volume.
And also a lot of tube amps, once you start breaking up and keep going, they start compressing upon themselves and they'll actually get quieter. I find that more with the British amps than the American amps. Like you can really collapse the front end of a Marshall to get it down where it'll just down to like bedroom volume because you're hitting it with so much on the preamp side. Whereas a Fender, I don't know, maybe it's headroom. A Fender just keeps like, give me more. I'm like, no, how about we don't?
You guys working
too, right? Like, Marshalls are running at like a 16 ohms output on a speaker cab, whereas a lot of Fenders are only like 4 ohm, or it was weird, like those 3 speaker combos that were 2.5 ohm output, which is like no resistance.
Okay. Yeah. 2.5 ohm. Weird.
Where's that?
I think I have my Marshall set to 8 ohm.
Can you change the ohm?
Yeah, I
setting?
can change it between
16.
4, 8, and 16.
Yeah, I think my Marshall head will do all. I think 4, 8, and 16. But then I have to remember what the ohm rating is of my cabinet, which I don't know. So I just put a line on the back of the amp. Plug in here for that. Because I can't like text Rich, who I got the amp from in a trade. Like I can't text him every time I move it. Hey, wait, dude! I sold it to you 2 years ago. You know, like you do. You need to remember this. I don't remember because I haven't owned it in 2 years. Oh, we lost Laz. Well, there we go. Thanks, Laz. Laz is off to work, folks.
Or the police got him.
Well, you know, I'll just pull over on the side of the road to eat lunch and then work sites, but I don't know. So
they caught him.
There we go. Maybe he'll come back. Maybe he won't. But yeah,
we'll see.
Sometime possibly solid state over tubes for reliability because it travels better.
Hybrid amps. Tried one of those with like a preamp tube and power amp is solid state. Like Martin has a box.
Like that idea. I like that idea. Like Leo got it wrong with Music Man amps where he did the solid state preamp and a tube power amp.
Yeah.
Dumb.
That's the wrong way around.
Yeah, that's the wrong way around. Exactly. Yeah.
Thank
you, H. It was like my dad told me back in the day, do you know why sets are only 45 minutes to an hour? Because after that, your power tubes started overheating and your amps got quiet. It saves the tube-powered PA systems would only last about an hour. Then they have to put it in standby and let it cool down so they can play again. And that's how that started. Yeah.
That's interesting. Didn't know that one.
Yeah. Tubes would overheat, and because I don't think anybody knew how to bias an amp back in the day. You always hear about these guys. Oh, I had this head and it just blew tubes all the time. Yeah. Did you ever bias it? No. Yeah. Well, stop trying to put it in a round hole because that's what you're doing. It doesn't work.
And let me guess, it was always the same tube,
right? Yeah,
it's a mystery.
Yeah, tubes go bad. Transistors do, but not as likely. Because you always hear about like the old transistors and the fuzzes. Oh, you can't get them anymore. They turn to dust or something over time. Like, but it's weird. You never hear about that with solid state amps. Same as like, oh, you got this old tube amp. You better check the tubes and the capacitors. You always talk about the capacitors, Martin. Oh, you got to check those capacitors. Really? You never hear, oh, I bought a 1983 Randall solid state head. Oh, cool. Did you plug it in? They don't ask about the capacitors in that for some reason.
Yeah. Yeah, with no meter, you can measure what the cap is.
See, now Paul wants me to pack a multimeter with me going to the gig. Although I should. Really, you should. If you're going to pack a soldering iron, you should pack a multimeter. I'm just saying. Some say. Yeah. I like that. If the legends are true. Yeah, legend has like that. Yeah, okay. That makes sense. You could just go across the jack and it should, put it on the horseshoe setting and go from there. Okay. Yeah, it's great to see Keith in here. I was hanging out with Keith the other night.
Yeah, it's so at the rehearsal room in the office, also having just a modular. So
you're using the Tonex now?
Now I'm using the Tonex. Before I used that, what was it?
The multi-effects pedal or what?
Yeah, that MG30. What was it?
New. What's that brand?
Yeah.
Nux.
Yeah, Nux.
Oh yeah.
Nux.
And I think the drummer's probably playing like an electronic kit of some kind.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, and that I'm gonna say for solidarity for our drummer friends, if they got to play on a gimmicky electronic kit, we can suffer through modeling amps for the sake of volume. It's the same thing. They're like, you're not even playing any real drums. Well, you're not playing through a real amp. Touche.
That's fair. That's fair.
That's fair. And save the ears for the live gigs in many ways. Like having played in a room like this at stage volume, every like twice a week for years. in band rehearsal settings where we basically play a whole show twice a week in a small room, and my ears would be ringing more from a rehearsal ever than a gig.
Okay.
Because we basically played in a circle at stage volume.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
There we have everything directly into a mixing board, and from there on into a PA. And what we can also do there is we have a headphone amp there as well, so everyone can just have headphones on and we can play quiet, more or less quiet.
Doesn't feel the same.
While others
It does not feel the same. That's true.
It's not the same, but
it works.
You can do it while others are still at work. So
the way the air moves is something I enjoy most when I'm playing a tube amp.
It's kind of like having sex in a sleeping bag. You can do it. It's just not as easy or as much fun.
Exactly.
Sure. Yeah. No, never going to be invited back again, Paul. That's it. This is the last
sleeping
one.
bag. Hot and sweaty.
Yeah.
No, the biggest cab I have is a 2x12, which is over there, and I have the Marshall on top of that.
Yeah, I get a Marshall sitting on top of 212. Yeah, that works.
The DSL and the Mark Tremonti amp, and I like the clean channel of the Tremonti amp because that's basically a Fender Twin. Also a great pedal platform. Hey, look who's there.
Hey.
Hey, I know that guy.
We're shaking.
How are you doing?
That
Doing
doesn't
good.
Is that Richmond?
No, I'm right downtown, James Brown. Here, let's see if I can flip my camera.
Yeah. I gave the guys the warning. I said you had Richmond and like downtown. They're not near each other at all.
There's Canada Place.
Okay.
And North Shore Mountains. Yeah.
Right on.
This one better? Not much better.
Cool.
You know, you could put a full screen rather than squint, guys. I'm just saying. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just. Can you try again and maybe twist the phone? Then we can solo you for a second.
All right, hang on.
Let's try
Go
that.
back to this one.
Yeah. Hey, there we go. Look at that. It's Vancouver, folks. All trains.
Train station.
Nice weather. What's the temperature?
Awesome.
It's about 23 degrees right now.
Perfect.
Right? Look at that sky. Kind of looks like it was here yesterday.
There's no cruise ships. That's usually where the cruise ships would be parked there by those sails.
So planes, trains, and automobiles, except boats, trains, and the car lot.
Aqua bus is coming in.
Isn't that a song by Jethro Tull?
Yeah, the aqua bus.
That's the joke for Paul McNary right there.
Here's the rest of the.
Looks very Toronto-y. Looks like a parking lot downtown Toronto.
There's a harbor center. Take a peek down at Gastown if you want.
Yeah. Gastown is very historic, folks. You can tell by the way
I don't know
that
if I'll go down as far as the steam clock, but I think I got about 10 minutes left on my parking.
You know what, Trev? It feels like Google Street View.
Right?
A little more interactive.
with shaky cam. A little bit more interactive. More to the left.
All right. Any super chats will be going towards a gimbal for Trev.
Right?
for city tours in Canada.
Entry only, but do not enter. Entry only. That sign made no sense. Do not enter. Entry only.
Wait, what? Entry only.
What's that brewing company? So that we got.
This Steamwork here. I just fixed their coffee machine.
Oh. I guess you got to sober them up after you feed them full of beer. I guess, sure. Well, it says brewing. It doesn't say brewing beer. Although that did. It says cold beer right there.
No beer. No coffee today, just beer.
I don't understand the bullets with the chains out front like that. I never quite understand. It's not like you're docking your car. There's another do not enter. Wrong. See, at least that should say wrong way, right? No, don't go this way, except bicycles, because you guys don't pay attention anyways.
It
Fucking
just
rules of the road.
recently closed the street off to traffic.
Well, go figure. Look at the cobblestones are all worn out, right?
Oh, yeah.
Meanwhile, see our Austrian friends are like, "Fuck, cobblestones on a road? Yeah,
Yeah, no big deal there.
yeah, no big deal. Yeah, exactly. You're like, you call this historical?
That's about as old as it gets for this part of the world.
Yeah.
What the? Okay, we're glad you were able to be here. It's a sacred place known as Squamish people. Okay.
Basically, they're saying, yeah, we're white and we stole your land, but we acknowledge who originally owned said land.
Oh, there's a cannabis shop.
Up, Hip. See, you mentioned a cannabis shop. Hip shows up.
Funny thing.
Yeah, funny how that works. Yeah, it's fancy light poles, old stuff, old school light poles.
Here.
Now this looks like every downtown in small town Ontario with just the old buildings that are about 100, 150 years old. A lot of limestone. Yeah.
Any guitar shops, Trev? Hip is asking.
We can hit West Coast Guitars once we do this little wrap down here. I'll head back to the van and drive for about 10 minutes. And then we'll hit West Coast Guitars, which is the best guitar shop in Vancouver.
Yeah, I was going to say it might be, though.
Oh, it smells like pizza.
Oh. That's okay. Before we
my
did
steps in today, I'll tell you what.
Senses were tingling.
There it is, the historic steam clock.
Right. Which is a steam-powered clock.
That's right.
Ah, yeah.
You can tell by the steam coming out of it. You're there, it's overheating.
That's the big attraction down here.
It's not biased, the clock.
But can't wait 17 minutes for it to go off.
Taken in front of it, right?
All right. I'm going back to the me camp.
All right.
Arms are getting tired.
There we go.
Back to the Gimli beard. Christ's sake.
Thanks for the tour.
Thanks for the tour.
Yeah. So you're probably also in Camp Tube Amp, right?
Pardon?
You're also in the camp in the Tube Amp department. We were talking about different amp types.
All about the tubes.
Well, Trev even distorts his amps. You know, he's... So, you know, have you heard a cool distorted modeling amp? No. Why? Because it's modeling something else.
Yeah.
That's the other thing.
Oh.
Those aren't real amps. Those are
did go off.
mimics, right? Because if you don't have the original amp, you can't model something that was never invented.
I should have been more patient. I guess it goes off every quarter hour.
State amps, like the Roland.
Yeah, but
It's not really used that way.
Well,
And as for solid state amps, there's really only one guitar player that was cool that played through a solid state amp.
True story.
I'm going to let the Austrians figure that one out, Trev.
Yeah? Well, if you're paying attention.
yeah, BB had one.
Okay, two then. Not who we were thinking of. The metal god, no less, played solid state amps.
Pantera. Dimebag.
There we go. Yes, Dimebag. What's up, Brody?
Randy, what did you play? Or,
Yes,
yeah.
solid state Randalls.
Hey, Rody.
Solid state Randalls, right?
Yeah, well, solid state. Look at all the LPD pedals.
However, also listen to Dimebag soloed out on anything. It's not a pleasant tone soloed out, but it sits amazing in the mix with Rex
In the mix,
and the drums.
works in the mix, yeah.
Yeah,
You need Vinny and Rex in the mix for sure.
and you have to listen to it loud. Pantera quiet, again, terrible tone. Pantera loud, it works. I don't understand it. I blame ear fatigue, but hey, it works. So
Yeah, but isn't it with most things that the soloed out tone doesn't always sound that good?
Yeah, but Dimebag soloed out is just ear-bleedingly bad.
Very solid state.
It's very solid state. Sounds like you got that wah on, and if so, is it pressed all the way forward? Like, where's your bottom end? He's, I don't need it. I got Rex for that. All right,
He said-
easy time. Easy.
Through the wah pedal, I'm using a whammy pedal. And actually, I'm just going to get Grady to do it.
Well, speaking of wahs and whammies, Trev, I was watching live from Hellfest, except it wasn't because that was a few weeks ago. But Tom Morello set, and he did a whole solo where he just pulled out the input jack out of his guitar, and he's going against his hand, but using a pedal. And he did a whole solo like that. I'm like, I can't solo that well with a guitar. You just solo better without.
I don't know why this chat won't show up.
What's up, Mark?
Yeah, but thinking about how most pedals are solid state, and
We're not pretend we don't know that. All right, we also don't mention that half the pedals are digital. So, right, half are solid state, half are digital. Shoot. Even though they sound like Marshalls and boxes and stuff. You had to bring that out. That's the dirty little secret. We don't talk about that. But they sound great when they're pushing tubes. That's the key. They're great for pushing on tubes. Because really, like the Jose mod into a Marshall, he's just adding a little transistor preamp into the front. So he's adding a pedal, basically.
He's adding a pedal.
Yeah, it is. You can get that one as a pedal, right?
Yep.
Even
Yep.
separated.
So you put it in front of the amp.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a Plexi mod, right? Or Marshall mod in general.
Yeah.
Marshall in general, yeah, just for an extra gain stage.
All right, off to West Coast Guitars.
All right. I will not complain about that.
If the road noise gets to be too much, you guys will just have to mute me.
Like you're going to drive fast enough in downtown Vancouver to create road.
Speed limit's 30 kilometers an hour so that you don't hit any of the junkies that are trying to cross the street.
Yeah, well, there's that. Those are Mexican Canadians to those that aren't aware.
We're going through the downtown Lower East Side. This is where it is.
Lock the doors, put up the windows, and wave to my buddy Ryan. Is that Rodney? Yeah, I think he lives down there. That's the crazy thing. Gastown's right there, folks. It's just like it's right over there, and right next to it, Rayside. Yeah. Cross the street, and also you're like, did we enter a different town?
Yeah. Why does it smell like
different planet? I'm curious from the chat. You got a preferred amplifier style?
Tube, solid state, modeling, hybrid, combo, head,
pretty sure you know my answer.
amp plug-in.
Yeah.
All digital.
I would really be curious if Lawrence would try to do an all solid state amp.
He's never built an amp.
He has built tube amps.
Yeah, but tube amps.
So I would be really
because
interested.
if he paired it, let's say his take on like the Seymour Duncan power amps, for instance, like that Pete Thorne uses, and then you just throw an 87 in the front of it as your preamps.
Yeah.
Right? How good would that sound?
So
the favorite amps are the ones that work for road.
Right? Yeah.
Whatever's available.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Yep.
He also has it really figured out in his jam cave with the recording setup. The mix is really good when they're playing.
Yep.
Van Hastings, down on Main Street.
So yeah, I think there could be great solid state amps out there. But
I actually have a few. That one back there is the same model Willie Nelson's been playing with for the last half century. It's solid state.
Yeah, but you were talking about distorted. I was thinking about having some good distorted.
Yeah, you would think like the technology's there, right? Like someone could have just put a distortion pedal in at the front of a solid state amp, and there you go. But I don't know. It's just the solid state seems to lack a warmth.
Aren't there those mini pedals? No, not mini pedals. Mini amps that are based on pedals. Boutique amp distribution made some of those, like the mini Bogner and the mini Friedman.
Oh, are you talking about the Synergy modules?
But are they good? That's the thing.
No.
They are basically like the pedal, but in amp shape. I need to Google real quick.
Great Planet says PV trans tube amps from the 70s and 80s that sound great.
Well, there we go. That reminded me. I don't know about that, but Leonard Skinner, they had a deal with PV back in the day, and I think that was all solid state stuff in the 70s.
Like this mini Friedman.
That's a transistor
amp. And there are different brands, different amp types.
I just have
those
are toy-like.
But they're basically like you described what
Again, PV's great loud, all the solid state PVs. I remember, my God, it dominated this area in the 80s, because it was a large amount of country music. The PV, but they're all loud and clean. So like they were great for replacing a Fender amp that you would have played clean at stage volume. But I don't recall anybody ever playing them distorted. So.
Amp. PV Bandit. Never played a PV Bandit.
The custom amps are great, Paul, but that solid state overdrive circuit that they put in it sucked.
Weren't the custom amps also used on the early Michael Jackson recordings?
Possibly. I do know all the Creedence Clearwater Revival. Most of that stuff was all customs. Because they were like the first endorsed band with custom.
Custom
one. Brody has a custom as well. They also had the tuck and roll finish on it, which was awesome.
Yeah.
Hassle for loading. Oh, I ripped the tuck and roll on it. Strip of duct tape over it, just like you would if you ripped your car seat. Paul's doesn't have the overdrive. Good. It's not that good. It's weird. If you want to hear that overdrive circuit, when JHS reissued the Ross pedals last year, they put that overdrive into a pedal. I think it might have been the Fuzz.
That's a new name in the chat for me. Tyler Shep Music.
Hello, Tyler.
Hey, thanks for joining.
Hi there. I love the Spark amp. You have an app you can connect to just different amps, and you can get so many tones out of it. Also great for recording. And yeah, I agree. I think we both agree the Spark amps are pretty cool.
Yeah,
we both have a Spark 40. And I wanted to ask you, Martin, are you interested in the Spark 2?
No.
As a replacement for your 40?
No,
not really.
Because for what I'm using, the Spark is just practice and playing along to songs, practicing that's in the living room. Mm-hmm. So I don't have a need to improve much on that end. So I'm not going for wonder what sound or tone with that thing.
I think it has a built-in battery now, which we already fixed with ours.
Yeah.
And you have a built-in looper, I think.
Yeah, you have a looper.
And
but
some
then again,
other features.
You need a pedal really to make use of a looper properly.
That's not included, so you have to
buy that one extra. You would have to do it on the app, and I don't know how they intend to use that. And what I did when I wanted to loop something on the Spark, I plugged it with the USB to the PC, Yeah, recorded it in the DAW, copy paste, let's go, and there is my loop. Can do it with several sections and whatnot easily.
That also works. Yeah.
That was not really something that I ever missed with that one.
Mm-hmm. Apparently, it was one of the most requested features to have a looper and some drums sounds built in.
Makes sense.
I mean, that tells me right there, their target audience is not professional musicians in any way. That's unless you're for songwriting at home or bedroom players.
Exactly.
But like Tyler says, you can get a bunch of different amps. That's the one thing I like about a modeler is it gives you an idea of a bunch of different stuff. And then if I find a setting I like, then I'd go out and buy the real thing.
That's the point, because you can try all the different models and then you find out, oh, I really love a Plexi. And then you go buy a Plexi eventually. I mean, that would make sense, at least for me. Do you have like a smaller amp in the living room, or you don't have any living guitars there, or maybe acoustic guitars?
All amps are living room amps, Lucas.
If you're living in a house.
I do, but I have small kids.
Literally, I play in stereo all the time down here. But yes, actually, I do have a smaller amp upstairs. I've got a VHT Special 6 Ultra, which is it's a 6-watt 112 combo Class A. That's actually surprisingly loud. I think it may actually keep up with the drummer. Wow. Not a heavy-handed drummer, but a lighter touch drummer, we'll say.
Because my bass breaker is 7 watts Class A tube amp, and that's not powerful enough. It distorts quite early, so it almost sounds and feels like a Marshall. That's the main reason Martin loves it.
That VHT gets pretty. I was shocked at how loud it gets.
That's cool.
Yeah, well, I did the thing. To be a jerk, I guess. I walked in the music store one day and I said, "Hey, I'm looking for a combo amp that's light that'll keep up with the drummer, and it's tubes."
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, and literally that was the only amp in the store that he thought met all that criteria. It was pretty light, pretty loud, and it's tube. Mm-hmm. And hand wired, actually, which is nice.
Oh, okay.
In China, but I don't care. I don't care where you're from as long as you do your job well.
Right.
True.
Well, the custom that I'm having, also Class A amp.
How many watts has it had?
5.
That's 5 watts.
That one was also really loud.
Class A can get remarkably loud for low wattage. I don't understand it. I don't try to. But I think, it's basically it's like a champ circuit. I think that's what our friend JP Page 2 told me.
That little DSL 1-watt head that I had into a 412 was rattling the windows pretty good.
Yeah.
1 watt? Okay.
Yeah.
Probably a pretty cool distorted
Well, it's like those little oranges, right? Those little orange micro terrors. You can plug them. Yep. You can gig with one of those things.
Absolutely.
They are one of those hybrids.
I have the Terror Stomp. That's also with a preamp tube. That's a hybrid amp, yeah. It's like the Tiny Terror thing.
Poo Ninja.
Hi, Poo Ninja. Poo. Happy with the Katana 1x12. The Katana 100.
I'm pretty sure I could dime a Katana and sit right next to it, no problem.
The 50-watt 212 combo?
It was a 112.
Okay.
Oh, more lurking than working. There's Matt McCollum.
Hey, brother Matt.
Thanks for joining.
Yeah, for some reason, I can't see the chat. It's not coming up here on the
it's mobiles, the digitals, and
Rhody's personal favorite amp is his Fender Evil Twin.
Is that a tube amp?
Yes.
Yeah. Evil Twin? Is that the one with the red knobs?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I believe.
I haven't played one, but
I know of it by reputation. Brody says his buddy just got a Katana and loves it. Okay. Thoughts on 10 inches versus 12-inch speakers? Think of getting a 10. Murray, actually, my buddy Richie, he went from 12s to 10s about 10 years ago, I'd say. Hasn't looked back. Loves it. He was running stereo with a Fender 410 because his DeVille that he split in half. And then he found a Marshall 410 cab, which I don't know if he still has that or not, that he was using as well. Actually, with the DSL, I think was going into the 410 at that time.
Rody says not the one with red knobs.
Gotcha.
The older version.
Why is it called Evil Twin? Is it like mean sounding, or is it just a different circuit than the regular?
Higher wattage, I think.
Higher wattage. Okay.
I think. Rody,
there are so many Fender amps out there. It's insane.
There's a lot. There's a lot of variants within Fenders. Hey, it's Kunar. What's up, Kunar? I haven't seen you in ages.
Yeah.
Since you put an avatar of himself, now you can say I've seen you. It's not the same.
But Fender amp, it's also dependent on the year because the same model name changes from one year to the next year. And
black face, brown face, silver
or,
face.
Or the fact that Fender will just call anything a Tone Master. You know, even though there was a Tone Master amp back in the day, which was all tube, then they bring out these digital amps called Tone Masters, and then bring out a multi-effects fucking thing. That's Tone Master! No, the amp's a Tone. That's a Tone Master. $2,000. You can't hear it unless you buy your FR cab or go direct to house. In other words, you spend $2,000 on something you can't hear unless you plug in headphones. Hell, Fender. What the hell?
Hey, Blackjack.
Hey, Blackjack. Thanks for joining.
Blackjack guitar.
Running a stereo partner, 44 meg. HX 4x12, and using my Joyo Zombie as a center dry into a tube. It all gets loud as fuck if required. More volume to guy. 2 notes.
BC coming in like a champ. That's all I'm saying. Oh, excuse me.
The stage name.
Love you, Rob.
Thanks for joining, BC.
The Tone Master. Sponsored by
Playing a little Frogger here.
Yeah, I'm surprised you found parking. So
I got to park like a block away, but that's okay. It's worth it.
So they're paying royalties.
that's how long the block is, I guess.
Not too bad.
Fender and their product names. They also have like this acoustic guitar amp that's called Acoustasonic. Then they have these Acoustasonic guitars.
Yeah.
Oh, here we are. West Coast
That's
guitar.
Gandalf. Gandalf at the guitar store. The Bone Master.
Nice one,
How
Murray.
are you? I'm doing well, thanks. How are you?
How's things going?
Much better.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're on the mend now.
I am. I got a couple friends on the stream, so I told them I'd pop in here and we
Right
take a
on.
look at some of your stuff. How's the machine running?
It's pretty good. Yeah, it was.
Almost due?
Well, I think it could be due for a new, like a kind of a cleanup.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I haven't been cleaning it, right? But no, it's probably just like the new filter thing, or the metal thing.
Right?
Oh, is that an ML, Trev? No.
Ooh.
What is that thing? What the fuck is
What
that
is
abomination?
Crazy.
If all I know, guys, if you found that on Reverb, you'd be showing it to me right about now, and I'd be ranting.
True.
They're from Austria.
Austria?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Not all of us, Trev.
There's the dime bag.
Oh, there it is.
Canada's way too boring, Ben.
Yeah. Well, how many guitars like that do you have in Austria, guys? Just
There's
saying.
the espresso machine I work
More
with.
than we need.
Sounds great into a Randall.
Each
Ooh,
and every one
Bad Cat amps. Those are nice.
Bad Cat.
Yes. Ooh, and Laney's and Voxes.
Bad Cat.
Soldano, Morgan. Fuck me. They have everything. Friedman, yeah.
Soldano, Friedman. Very cool.
Oh, look at that. A Friedman combo, Laz.
Who makes that? Impossible. It rattles. I can see that.
There you go.
Sandberg and Maybach.
Pretty exciting, eh?
You mean Strandberg?
I think he means Strandberg.
Because if you want to see a
Yeah.
Sandberg, we need to go to the ocean. There might
Nice
must
telly
be
there,
here.
Trev. What's the telly next to, or the Les Paul next to the telly? Whoa, whatever. What the?
Paisley.
Seriously.
The cool one.
Come on. And then the burst next to it. Oh. Uh-huh.
Nice
Oh, look at the
tellies.
blondie with the white guard. Oh, yeah, that looks familiar.
How's our filter looking?
Sandberg, a German bass brand. Look at me being all ignorant. Sorry.
Yeah, you're
What
right.
was the Les Paul object you were asking about?
Yeah, there's a Les Paul next to a Blackguard telly. Yeah, that's it. No, not that one. No, that, yes. Enough with, no, not that one on the left, Trav.
The Unburst.
This one?
Burst.
Yeah, that one. What's that? Is that an R8?
Well, that one there, I think that was about 3,600.
Yeah, it's a standard.
Oh, it's a standard, really? That's a nice top on that standard. Okay. Wait, and then go down. What was the one below there? The other burst? Yeah. Yeah, that one, actually. I think I might like that burst better.
50s.
I dig it.
Les is back. Getting a connection at the top
Hey,
floor of the
hey,
house.
Laz, we just looked at a Friedman combo amp. Just saying.
They
Right?
exist.
Wait a minute. The other one, that's a greenie, isn't it, Trev? The other Les Paul?
This
Yeah,
one?
no, yeah, that's a greenie, isn't it?
I don't know.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
with the knobs.
Look at the
Got
knobs.
The two
Yeah.
reflectors. Must be a
That's a
green.
greenie.
Right.
Bam! I can call them.
That's good.
Those are nice, guys, because they got the smaller vintage frets in them, too.
I know it's nice. It's like this.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Easy Wolfgang. Wow. That's rare breed. All right.
There you go.
Oh, some
This,
nice stuff in there.
comment by Krenna. Super happy with his amp collection, the TVS alone. That's one he made a video about a month ago.
TW.
TWS, sorry. It's more than I would ever need.
Here's left out some of the good stuff over here.
Ooh, or Les Paul facilities.
That's
A couple black beauties.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, there we are.
That looks like a good flame.
And it's the right red,
Heritage.
too.
Where is
Heritages are nice, too.
TWS makes nice amps. Huh?
Oh, block inlay. Are you kidding me?
Now we're in Martin's territory.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Semi-hollow.
Oh, look at the burst Riviera. Are you kidding me? That, yeah.
I like that one.
Tobacco burst P90s. Sign me up.
Oh, see, he's got a whole bunch of
What's your take on
59s.
natural semi-hollows, Ben? Do you like the maple naturals?
Which, this one?
The natural maple is my last pick. I'd go the burst first, like that. Red second, natural third.
4,300.
Blueberry
Lower.
burst.
7,800 for this one.
Because it's custom shop.
Purple burst, that's sexy.
Huh?
Red is classic. Red
Yeah.
always works. Red,
Red is nice.
Fellas, I'm going to jump off. I'll jump back in about 5 minutes. I just want to catch up with the team here.
Yeah.
That's all right.
I'm
Thanks,
catch you when I
Ben.
get back to
Wait,
the
I'm
van.
acting like I'm a host here. Yeah, go ahead, Trev. Jeez, like I'm the host or something here.
Co-host.
Co-host.
Why are we soloed?
I don't know. Yeah. There we go.
Because we
Hey, everybody.
Because we're because we're the host.
That is a nice. That is a nice flip and chop. Like when you see the amps, they just have one of each kind of oh, they got all the flavors.
Really cool. And
Yeah.
some nice guitars as well.
Yeah, they are the Friedman dealer for the West Coast. They're a Sir dealer as well. They carry a lot of high-end stuff in there. Yeah. As you can see. And Trev, being Trev, our friend, he's like, notice y'all got a coffee making machine there. Who does the servicing on it? They're like, oh, we pay some service. He's like, not anymore. I will not service it. Free of charge. And they pay him in strings and swag and
Oh, really? That's the deal.
That's the deal.
Very cool.
I can say that because he's not here to defend himself. So Right, BC?
Even bass selection.
Plus, like you got custom shop Les Pauls and a Paisley Telly as well. So
that one looked really nice, the black Paisley.
I'd like to play that little Morgan amp that was sitting there too, because Morgans are like the voxiest voxes that ever voxed.
I'm curious what kind of amps they will have at Guitar Summit, because they have in the
Hughes and Kentner, obviously.
Not exclusively.
But
Figure when in Germany.
And Engel.
Oh, and Engel, right? I was like, what's the other one? Engel, right? We got both flavors of amps. Okay.
They were probably not for you. Too many digitals.
Yeah, I'd walk up. That's a weird way to spell Fender.
Yep.
Although I could probably hit it with an LPD Dutch and it would still sound amazing, because I was supposed to go to a jam a couple of weeks ago and it was just going to take my living room rig, so the VHT amp. But I was like, do I want to take my pedal board or not? Because I built a mini pedal board. Yeah, I have another pedal board upstairs too, a mini board.
Cool.
I thought, or do I just take a single pedal? And I have still the original, the Lost Dutchman. So I'm like, well, let's just try this, boosting it. Sounded amazing. I'm like, well, there we go. We'll just take that. Not take the whole board. And then the jam fell through, which I'm not surprised.
Too bad.
It's the reason I quit the guy's band, due to him being unreliable.
Oh, okay.
But he's like, you want a jam? It's been a few years. I'm like, yeah, sure, why not? And then he's unreliable. Well, right. That's probably why we haven't jammed in a few years. Plus, he wanted me to go to his place. I'm like, I have gear. I'm just saying. A fella can just, he can bring his own guitar if he likes a different gauge string. But I have more than enough. So. Amps, how about it? Oh, I also have a little, where's that one? Little backup amp as well. Solid state, if you will. Oh, there it is. Is that it? No. You guys I don't know. I can't see what you see. This is a Canadian. Okay, you can tell because it's a trainer. This is an amplifier.
Trainer, quarter horse, micro amp.
Okay.
25 watts.
How old is it? Looks.
I don't know.
80s.
No, it doesn't say. 2000s. Anyways, I got it from Terry. 333 Gs. It's got a master volume, reverb, and then a rate, time, repeat. It's got tape, echo, or tremolo, low, drive volume, drive, treble, drive. Oh, it's got a drive channel. Fax bypass, reverb bypass, and a channel switcher. And one input, one output. And I assume solid state, completely solid state. Yep. So, yeah, I was gonna. Terry sent it to me to do a demo on, and I lost the power supply to it when I moved. I've had it since I lived in the other house. You may have noticed there's no demo. I've yet to even plug it in. Don't even know what it sounds like. I'm just.
You never tried it.
Not that. I've never even turned it on.
Makes really good gear. So.
Yeah, they're tube amps back in the day. Their tube amps were super reliable. Throw them down a flight of stairs, and a
trainer hybrid combo.
They're known more now by their PA gear and bass gear under the Yorkville brand, which is just the same thing.
Okay,
as you can tell, because this thing actually says about designed by Yorkville Sound, Toronto, Canada, made in China. Well, there we are. Only use a manufacturer-approved power supply with exclamation mark.
Not available.
And apparently it's non-recyclable because it's got an X on the big over. Well, maybe that's a garbage bin. You can't throw it out either. You have to keep it forever. You got to be buried with it, apparently. You can't.
Even without a power supply.
Actually, I did find, I think is over there as well. Because and then...
So demo incoming.
Maybe we'll do that on a Monday show. We'll plug this in for a Monday show.
Demo is overdue.
I don't know what the output is, though. That's the other thing. It doesn't say what the output... Oh, wait. Maybe it does here. Speaker. Something ohms. Minimum. Fuck off. I can't read that. 8?
Oh,
Sure.
yes.
I don't know.
Try 8.
Yeah, I think it says 8 ohm minimum. Input and or line out for headphones. Oh, there's headphones out. Oh, look at that. See, don't even know. I do have a 112 little speaker cab over there with a Celestion in it. I don't know what the ohm rating is. Let's hope it's 8 or more. And then we'll do that. Maybe we'll do that this Monday. Probably not. I'll forget.
Definitely, because
No, I don't have a place to put this because stuff fell over.
I don't think there are many Celestians with 4 ohms.
No, 8 or 6.
My 412 cab is only 4 ohms, so I'm not using that.
Yeah, but those are 4 speakers, and if you put them parallel, you have their ohms. So you can have 4 16 ohm speakers all in parallel, and you would have.
I should get a magnifying glass, Pooh. I have one somewhere, but I lost it.
Roland JC90, that's the jazz chorus. Takes pedals well, but still.
I wouldn't say most of his career. Although maybe. I think, no, he played through a Music Man for a long time.
Yeah, but Martin also had mentioned that the BB's was playing.
Yeah, he's been in and out, though. In all fairness and stuff, yeah.
And BB did crank his amps also.
Did he use pedal then, or was it the solid state amp cranked?
It's pretty clean tone. He didn't have a really overdriven tone, and you never heard him play a chord in his life. Can BB King play a chord? Don't know. Never saw him do it.
Just single notes.
He said he can't. There's an interview where he says he can't play chords.
Interesting.
Yeah. And
so does that mean he can really play guitar then? You know, because isn't that the main part of playing a guitar is to be able to play chordal arrangements on a guitar?
There was an interview where, you know, that gag they had going on in the late 60s or early 70s where they asked someone, how does it, I think it started with Hendrix, and he asked him, how does it feel to be the best guitar player on the world? And he said, well, then you will have to ask Rory Gallagher, I think he mentioned.
Sure.
And that one gave it to the next one, and so on. And at some point, it also landed with BB King, and BB King said, well, I don't consider myself even a guitar player. I'm a singer with a guitar in a hand. So,
right.
Yeah.
What's up, Hobo? Lab Series L5.
Thanks for joining.
Hi there.
BB played the Lab Series L5.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also on Happy Bluesman, and it says Fender Twin reverb. Was the backup amp?
I think he played whatever backline was provided. I don't think
when he wasn't able to play his Lab Series, he played the Fender Twin, apparently.
Oh.
So it's like
you probably asked for a Lab Series for backline. If they didn't have that available, the Twin would be the other option. And then you get some tired ass Fender Twin that's been beat to hell. And generally, backline provided gear is not the best quality gear. It's adequate, but it's not like they tune it or up or anything. Although they should. That'd be the good backline company, Trev. Yeah, like the amps are all just dialed in tits. Where every time you plug it, you're like, "Can I take this with me and buy it?" Like they're like, "No." Like, this is the best amp I've ever played through. Yep.
100%.
that's the Lab Series.
That is Lab Series. For some reason, I think they were surprisingly heavy for a solid state amp too. So didn't they also make an L5 guitar? So you play your L5 into an L5?
No idea.
Someone could correct me on that if I'm wrong.
I'm not familiar with those amps.
Never would use a bass backline for that reason, right? Yeah, you're going to get some beat to crap SVT, right? Which, you know, it's different if you're playing a multi-band show and someone's like, one of the host bands will say, hey, I'm bringing my, you know, SVT. All the bass guys can play through the one. It's like, all right, done, you know. All the bass players have to chip in to carry it up, the fridge up, right? It's like 4 bands, 4 bass players loading in the fucking bass amp. That'd be funny to watch. I you know what? I chip in $5 to watch that happen.
I'm in for $5.
Yeah, especially if there's stairs involved. Well, I'm thinking, Trev, you know, like the typical where the bar's street level at the front entrance, but when you go, by the time in their long roadhouse style, like downtown, and by the time you get around back, the back entrance is actually second fucking story. And so you got commercial set of stairs, which are like 20 steps.
That was Club Soda.
Right?
Like that.
Yeah. It's like every bar I've ever played in Ontario, I swear. Crackle like a bag of toaster and weigh 2 tons. Yep.
All right. Jumping on the highway. If it gets noisy, just mute me.
Okay.
Oh, poo, my Fender
Super Twin.
CBS
100 watts. 120 watt tube monster.
That'd be nice. Yeah. Tubes aren't getting any cheaper either. Oh, man.
But there's no shortage anymore. That was just for a brief
No, but they're
time.
still expensive as hell.
I didn't have to buy tubes in a long time, but I'm not playing that much.
They don't even keep tubes out on display anymore at my local L&M. They used to have them out on the shelf. Now they keep them like under lock and key in the cabinet behind the cache. Like they're precious gems or something.
Precious tubes.
Which was I was when I was over there for the customer appreciation day, this young guy walks up to the counter. I was talking to one of the employees, and he walks up. He's like, "You guys know anything about tubes?" And the employee's like, "A bit." And I'm like, "A lot." He's like, "Okay." I'm like, "How can I help?" Because they didn't have the right tubes, but yeah, I told him what substitute tubes he could use until he gets the right tubes, especially if it's for his reverb. It matters. Just put a tube. It don't fucking matter if it's 12AX7 or 12AT7 or 12AY7. All it is a different amount of gain through the tube. And guess what? You're not going to know, oh, my reverb's a touch gritty. So?
Hi, Bo.
What's up,
Hey,
Bo?
Thanks for joining.
Oh,
Better price in getting tubes from Tube Depot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, generally when I need a tube, I need a tube. And so that's why I'm just driving the 2 miles. 3 kilometers. It's 3.1 kilometers each way to the guitar shop, guys. How nice is that?
That's really close.
I
It
didn't
is.
stop up on tubes.
Okay.
No.
You did.
I
You
did.
don't need to.
No,
okay,
I
you
don't
did.
need to. I did. I have.
They're like light bulbs to me. I replace as needed.
Yeah, I think I have 2 pairs of everything for my JTM.
Oh wow.
at home.
How much was that? A couple of $100.
Yeah, that was. I think just
compared to
before
6L6,
the
you're
tube.
gonna have cones. It came with that Marshall cabinet, so what the hell?
BC says my guitar center's 40 minutes away, is the size of a phone booth. Yeah, that's where you're just ordering stuff in and having that merely as a shipping depot. That's what that is.
Mm.
Yeah, I really like that shop, Trev. I could spend a lot of money and time in there.
Yeah, I mean, they don't have a lot of stuff, but everything they have is pretty high end.
Yeah.
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 Cool stuff,
Just
for
after
sure.
I finished talking to you guys, this gal came in with a tweed case that had a Paisley telly in it. She was selling it. He bought it on the spot. I don't know what he paid for it, but he jumped all over it, so it must have been a pretty good deal.
Well, the newest it would be, like if it's a, let's say, a modern contemporary one, that's going to be a made in Japan Fender special run. And when they make them, there's maybe I think they usually do a run of 30, and it's like 30 or run of 40, 30 go to the US, 10 come to Canada.
It was a tweed case, and it was worn. Not relics, but it wasn't new. Worn.
Okay, so that could, yeah. Bo's asking if that's a new guitar, Martin.
No, it's not. It's just the Harley Benton SC550.
So as soon as you held up, like, there's something weird about that guitar. And I realized it's not exactly a Gibson guitar body shape. That's what it is. It's close, but it's not exact. Yeah, which I get, because then you don't get sued as easy.
Close enough.
I used to think that, Martin. Oh yeah, word of advice, Martin: don't ever play a Murphy Lab. Okay, just don't.
I did. I already did.
Oh, it kind of ruins you, doesn't it?
I played a real 66 next to it. So
Okay.
Yeah, that hurts. You know,
335.
Yeah.
But the Murphy Lab 335 didn't blow me away.
I haven't tried one of those yet. The Murphy Lab Les Paul ruined me for all Les Pauls. Even custom shops, Lucas. I played an R8 a few weeks later, and I was like, meh. Might as well have been an Epiphone.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, I was just like, I was like, dang it. No, but yeah. So if anyone in the chat has an extra $10,000 kicking around,
$10,000. Yeah, that's.
Well,
How much would the custom shop be? 6.
custom shops are pushing 7 now. I think
Okay.
7,000 Canadian. But the Murphy Labs are about 10, but most of them are on sale for closer to 9,000. Because for some reason, Long McQuaid bought a ton of them, and they have basically one at every store now.
Wow.
And most of them are marked down as used or demos, so then they're negotiable on price too, which tells me they just want to get out from under them.
Aren't they relic anyway?
The one I played, it had some checking, but no real relicking.
Okay, so just.
Yeah, it depends. You can get, you can get heavily relic, same as the Fender custom shops, right? You can get, like actually with Fender, I like their they call it a relic and ready, which is they use nitro paint, but it's a super light coat. So just sitting around and playing it, you're going to wear through the paint inside of 6 months type thing, which is fine because then it's natural wear looking. It's just like called relic ready. And the Les Paul I played, it had some checking, but that was it. And I'm fine with that. Which played amazing.
That's quite a lot.
Myself and then what a capsule. $600
Right.
in tube.
Oh.
Wow.
That's a hefty sum. Just for tubes.
Yeah, I hear you, BC. Me, it's weak. It's weak ass. Like nobody wants a 74 anything. Nobody wants a 74 car. Nobody wants a 74 guitar. No.
Yeah, last said that 66 335 is now gone.
Well, if we go to Nashville one day, Martin, they're all there. All that. Like when I went into Carter's, that was one thing I played was 335s, and they had a whole row of them, 60s into 70s, and based on different quality, like buckle rash and stuff. So it was surprisingly what you could get for between $5,000 to $7,000 US. Like you were getting into late 60s tobacco burst 335s, and I was like, "Are you kidding me?" And then just put it away. Yeah.
Oh, poor roadie. Get one. With my birthday, I'd have to sell my house, cars, and all my guitars.
Oh, 1950. Yeah, you're basically into a no-caster, right? Like, that's it. Like a no-caster or a jazz box. Yeah, I feel
Homeless,
your
but
pain.
with a 1950s Nocaster.
Yeah. BC says 70 to 73 is a wasteland bases. Mhm. Well, BC, you could get a 1970 Rickenbacker. Like what is that? 402, 4002, 4001? I don't know what they are.
Maybe an acoustic
Yourself a Ricky
guitar.
bass.
Bo has a 76 custom wine red, his first custom Les Paul.
That sounds really good. Wine Red Custom. That's cool.
Yeah.
Look.
We're still waiting to see that one someday, Bo. When do we get to see that one at a Buffalo meeting?
Yeah.
Right, BC? We need a full setup and restoration.
I'm no good with my 35s. I have 2. That's enough. That has to be enough.
A 670. 2 335s.
It's in the vault. What else is in that vault? That's what I'd like to know.
Where is that vault?
Poor
I'm
guitar.
guessing downstairs.
Maybe your 335 will end up in one as well.
Yeah.
The number 2.
The number 2 essentially will end up there.
And echoing BC Rich, who says scary that Steinbergers are now vintage. It's scary as how many people played Steinberger basses in the 80s. Like, I was watching an AC/DC video and Cliff's playing a Steinberger bass. And I'm like, wait, when did that happen? It was the 80s.
So
Secret location, Bo? Okay.
When is something vintage? 30 or 40 years?
30.
30. Okay. Because with classic cars, isn't it like 25?
Yeah. At least in Austria.
25 to be a classic. Vintage is 50, I think. No, that's antique. It's 50.
Because with classic
Yeah,
cars,
classic
it's
25, vintage 30, I guess, and then antiques at 50.
Vintage 30, that sounds like a speaker.
Right? I can't remember the exact classic.
Everyone had
Just
one,
means there's now like PRSs that are now vintage, like Bose.
Yeah. The 80s.
Yeah, I can't remember. Martin, you've been on a few Buffalo meetings. Has Bo showed you his vintage 10 tops?
I think
Plural, Lukas, as the PRS owner. Plural. 90s 10 tops.
Plural. Okay.
Plural. Yeah.
All in the vault.
No, something will just really. Well, that's how he just stopped. Pull it out for the live shows. Okay. I like it.
I think he pulled out one of those once when I was there.
Generally, it's like whatever somebody will. Oh, we're going to show off Telecasters, right? And then as everyone shows off Telecaster, and then Bo shows off the Telecaster. Or, well, we're going to show off PRSs, and then Bo shows off the PRS.
Yeah.
Right? Or we just merely talk about Explorers, and Bo pulls out the Explorer. Yeah. I love being Bo's friend.
Same.
Hey, Bo, have you checked out that ES 175 yet? Apparently, the local dealer now is on. Got 175 in, Bo. You should check it out. And I think he should too. Don't even know what the finish is. But again, same as with the 335. You know, I prefer a tobacco burst. Black being second because they didn't have red, so it'd be black on black, and then natural would be my third choice.
I think there's a tobacco burst 175 reissue from the 90s for sale in our used market.
Really, depending on the year, that would be worth snagging.
Let me have a look. I've seen it just recently. 175.
Gotcha, Bo.
Jeez, bro.
Ooh. That'd be a good one, BC.
Category.
Picked up my vintage Fernando, the most interesting guitar in the world at Norman's. Fernando.
That's a bold statement. No, you know what, Laz, as much as I love you, BC Rich owns a headless BC Rich bass. That is an interesting guitar, possibly more interesting than Fernando. Because you're like, it's a headless BC Rich, and they've never made those. And it was a NAMM's exclusive thing. He owns it.
That's unique.
And it's both an abomination and a curiosity. And I'm like, yeah, it pretty much, that sums up the 80s right there in a single instrument. Considering when they cut the headstock off, Lucas, they used the same tuners and they just mounted them into the body behind the bridge and then just ran the strings backwards through the bridge to the tuners.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Probably not too pretty.
Oh my.
Okay. It's a pretty one.
Right.
1997.
Not bad, not bad.
How much?
91 is what you really want, but
How
much?
4,800 euros.
That's not bad, because I think that's about time and a half for us. So that's like, yeah, you're getting into around $7,000 Canadian. That's worth it. Oh, that thing is gorgeous. Yeah, you should snag that up. I'll explain to your wife. Honest. No, I won't. What's up with the bridge? Someone knocked that out of whack. If anything, it should be bent the other way. But generally, it's actually mounted straight on. That bridge, somebody whacked that bridge. That thing is not intonated at all.
That's just on that wood bridge, so it's not directly mounted into the body.
Okay.
No, it's a true
Like
floating
with your
bridge.
Japanese guitar.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't like the non-pinned bridges. I'm not man enough for that.
Yeah, that's a non-pin.
The
That
headless
thing-
BC Rich.
That thing is, an abomination, and I love it.
Hideous and lovable in every way.
Yeah. Which I don't think he's done a video on that one yet.
There is also a 64 ES175.
Also in Vienna.
Oh.
That's not in Vienna. Where is it? Or is it in Vienna? Mödling.
Almost.
Saving that one. Yeah. I figured. Oh, look at that tailpiece. Again, what's with the bridge placement? Well, I'll just put it right up against the bridge pickup.
It's also weird.
Yeah.
Nice.
How many pictures are there?
17.
17. Okay.
Cheers, Poo Ninja. Yeah, I like the Art Deco tailpiece. I've seen that tailpiece on a guitar not too. What the hell was that on?
What year is that?
That's 1964
That's a good one.
for 9,690 euros.
6 years.
He would charge more if it was playable, because it's not playable because where he put the bridge.
There's also a natural one from
That bridge is in the right spot, Bo. The bridge should be back about 1/8 of an inch.
Interestingly enough, it's set up the same way on this one.
What's wrong with that?
I don't think that's
It's the
right.
same seller. It's a 73.
Oh yeah. See, now I would run away. I wouldn't be too as interested in the 73. It might even have a volute on the neck then. And
Let's see.
they're doing that. They're like, let's start putting volutes on the neck. Like, why? Because everyone snaps the headstocks off. Guess what? Just snapped around the volute. It did not make a lick of difference.
No, it does not have a volute.
Right, Matt?
See, there is none.
Oh, okay. Because people would wonder, hey, it's a 73. I think got a volute. No. All right.
Yeah, that were all the 3 ES175s that are for sale currently. The local used market.
Yeah, I don't. That just makes me sad when I look locally because I can find one where a guy's hard up for money and $1,000 under what it should be priced at. And then you just curse because you don't have the money to buy it then and there. It's gone anyways by the time you think about it.
And those
Like
are
Trev and I are trying to find a Dean ML for sale. Reasonable. It's impossible. And the modern ones, there was a rant to the point where Trev's like, maybe we should do this on Lukas Martin show. The new ones have fan frets and Kaler trems. First of all, who puts a Kaler trem on a guitar in 2024? This is not 1984. No. And nobody asked for fan frets on a Dean ML. No.
Somebody started with a good idea.
Yeah, that's somebody who got fired. There's a reason why Dean keeps going bankrupt and stuff. Yeah. And they got rid of the huge, hideous headstock and put a stupid 6 on one side headstock on it, which looks dumb.
On an ML.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just wrong on so many levels. That's my rant. For now.
Mickey Collin Music says unpinned are great for down tuning.
I'll let Matt be the judge of that. Hey, Matt, you should get one. Apparently, they're great for down tuning. Not. You don't want to retune anything that has a trem, let alone a Kaler. Like, how do you rebalance that?
And Bo says if you're going to spend that kind of money, it needs to play and feel right for him. So
That's right.
I agree. You're spending so much money. It has to be good.
And the bridge in the right position.
That helps.
I can find an ML with a 6 on one side headstock. That's the Wii style one.
Yeah, new ones. If you find a new one on Reverb, they are. Let's see here. Oh, there's an ugly one with the fan fret. Yep, there we are. All right. Look to the oh, that's got a regular headstock. All right, never mind. Oh, I know what it was. It was the ones with the album covers, Trev.
Yeah.
Those were the ones that had that stupid headstock.
That's a Dave Mustaine headstock.
Yeah.
Stupid headstock. The Flying V headstock.
Oh, here, yeah. Oh, yeah. In an 8-string. 8-string multi-scale Dean ML. What the hell?
Whoa. Okay.
Somebody out there for everybody.
Oh, yeah. Of course it's a burl top, right, Matt? Of course it's a burl top. So all these chuggers love their burl tops. Let's see. Do we get it? Oh, it's bolt-on neck. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Well, at least, with the Dean headstock, there's more than enough room for 8 tuners.
True.
Yeah.
That works. The headstock looks enormous. Half the size of the body.
Yeah.
Well, you can tell they did it for comparison. Look, the headstock is the same size as half the body. Yeah, Bo, you need a DNML. So then we don't have to get
What's-
one. Get a Dime Slime one or something.
That's the rating.
Right?
Ben wants the hardtail. I want the Floyd.
Yeah. I want a hardtail DNML. Which I'm pretty sure Buddy still has his because he hasn't sold them. I haven't seen him put them up for sale, and he hasn't gigged in years. I should hit him up. Because I'm pretty sure he has the lightning bolt one. The blue with the white lightning.
Yeah, the dime bolt.
Yeah, I think that's what he has, a dime bolt hardtail. That, and with a hard shell case, which is pretty much the size of like, I don't know, a twin bed.
Yeah. A big table.
Yeah. So I might have to borrow Buddy's long box pickup truck to pick up the guitar and guitar case, you know. Cargo van or something. I don't know. I don't know how they do it. What's up, Bonkers?
Yeah.
So yeah, I think we'll about.
I'm guessing Charles, our friend Charles, has been in meetings the whole afternoon because on Thursdays he actually has to go into the office, or he's lurking and giving us the finger right now at the screen. Well, he's giving me the finger at the Coombs, you know. But just wondering where, you know, maybe he's watching on replay. What's up, Charles? Miss you, buddy.
I sent him the link, but yeah,
Probably didn't even look at it.
He's probably busy.
Well, see, that was funny because I was hanging out with Trev there. Was that last night that it happened, Trev? Yes, last night. I mentioned to him we were doing offer hang because my internet was up and down, and I said, "Oh, yeah, I'm going to be on with Lukas and Martin tomorrow." Yeah, you know, they hit me up on the Instagram, but I don't have notifications on Instagram anymore, so that's why I took my lateness in my reply and stuff. He goes, "Oh, must be nice. I think like and as he's ranty, he opens up Skype. I got the link." So I guess so it was awesome because the rant just went spun right around.
Yeah, we have those two channels, or the two ways where we invite people: Instagram and Skype, usually.
Yeah.
Because I sent also.
I know every year or so you get one of you two will say, "Hey, man, you got Skype?" No. Okay, then. Never mind.
What's up?
Hey,
Nope.
Greg Manzini.
Great Mancini, hey there. Thanks for joining.
Hi there.
Ben, you asked me a question on the show where you were on with Charles, or two. What guitar did I have with me on the vacation?
Oh, right.
And the answer is none, because my wife did forbid it, which did not help my mood during the vacation.
Sure.
Can imagine. And the other thing was, you said that for me it would be the 335, and obviously, but still the answer from Ryan was quite good, I think, because for you it can be Tele, for me it's the 335. So yeah.
Yep. Fair enough. Oh, right. I was like, I'm like, well, that was the Friday, right, where I was filling in for Seth, except I wasn't allowed to sing. That's for Charles to spit his coffee out at the computer screen right there. And Bonk is asking where Trev's going. I'm thinking Trev's on his way home at this point.
We're about 4 minutes out. We're almost there.
Almost there.
So that's how long it takes me to get down from West Coast Guitars. Come on, lady.
Yeah. Plus Vancouver traffic, you know, some of the worst in the world, folks. So
She's on the phone or something too, and now we missed the flight. And I'm on the phone. I could have done it. Come on.
maybe she's live streaming, you know.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. By the way, if you notice, guys, 2/3 of your 2/3 of your panel. You got 2 hosts, 3 guests. 2/3 of your guests were mobile versions today, so it's quite interesting.
They're still around.
Yeah,
on the road and in guitar shops.
Yeah.
Or a guitar shop, singular.
I guess next time I don't know, I'll just sit in the driveway or something.
Well, I figure Mossel, I'm starting to, with that last Buffalo meeting coming back down through Hope. Let's pull over and look at the Sylvester Stallone statue.
Yeah, that was
Fun
cool.
to show you guys around.
Yeah, Trev's driving down the road, and he's like, "You want to see where they shot the movie Rambo?" We're like, "Yes."
Cool.
I didn't know it was shot up there. Apparently, it was. And then he's like, "Oh, look, it's Sylvester Stallone statue." I'm like, "That's a weird thing to see in British Columbia," but okay.
A Rambo with his big machine gun and the whole nine. Yeah.
I just know the Rocky statue in Philadelphia. That's the only Sylvester Stallone statue I was aware of.
Right.
Which they may have taken down for some reason.
In Philly.
I think so.
Okay.
I could be wrong again. I don't know. Taking everything I say with a grain of salt, folks.
I mean, I was there 11 years ago when then I could pose next to it. But it's a long time ago already.
I wonder if it's life size or not, or they actually made it bigger than life size.
I think it was bigger.
Yes, I think he's only like 5'5".
Right.
Right.
Yeah, him and Bridget Nielsen was a strange.
He's Italian.
Oh, he was standing on a box for all those scenes. Even at home, standing on a box.
In the kitchen, standing on a box.
8 feet tall, maybe.
There we go.
Yeah. Definitely taller.
Definitely.
Yeah. Yeah. Show me an 8-foot Italian, right? Yeah. Not to do stereotypes, but really, like Italians aren't exactly known as powerhouses in the NBA for the basketball.
Not made of marble, you should add.
Well,
like a statue.
8 foot.
Laz is asking Trev, what's on the grill tonight?
That's a good question, Laz. That's a good question.
You had a good steak last night.
Yeah, I'm still full from that baseball sirloin. I should probably have a salad or something. But
Easy now.
I think I've got some chicken parts that I can grill up and throw that in with some Alfredo linguine I got.
Oh, there we go.
Maybe some pasta. How about that?
Italian style.
I mean, I had the potato and the steak yesterday, so I'm good for that.
I did a pork rib sandwich for lunch, and I might do the same thing for dinner.
There, for home.
There we go.
From downtown Vancouver out to my house.
I think you're saying it too quietly.
Bo said they're having chicken Caesar salad tonight.
Nice.
Good.
Guys, we have to wrap it up. It's getting close to 11 over here, and I have to be honest, I'm really tired. I need to go to bed now because it's
Holy crap, it is too, isn't it?
Day at work tomorrow. So
well, thanks for having me on, guys.
Yeah, thanks a lot for joining us.
Thanks for joining us.
I really enjoyed the discussion about amps, and the winners tube amps, obviously.
Obviously.
All the others are inferior.
It's the only answer. Everything else is just imitation.
True. Maybe we get some hate comments for that.
Because even solid state amps, they're usually modeled after some tube circuit or voiced to sound like a certain tube. I'm just saying.
So yeah,
tubes for life.
Tube is king. Tube for life. And with that, thanks a lot, everyone. Exactly.
Cheers.
Cheers. See you guys. Cheers. Bye-bye.
I don't know. He's clicking digitals or something, folks. I don't know. He's